Hi there. Thank you for watching my views and news. Ethiopia is giving loan to a country. Ethiopia has been in quest of receiving loans. It has been in talks with IMF, World Bank. It had to reduce the worth of its currency bird to secure a bailout package from the IMF and World Bank. And now Ethiopia is giving loan to another country. Secondly, viewers, Antony Blinken talked to the Ethiopian PM yesterday. The US State Department issued a statement in this regard. What was discussed? Was it about Pretoria? Was it about conflict in Amhara? Or was it about Ethiopia-Somalia dispute that Blinken called PM Abiy? Blinken maybe has a few more days in office. No one knows what is his future. If Republicans win, maybe he'll have to go. Let's start, viewers, from Ethiopia. First news story about loan by Ethiopia for a country. Reportedly, an agreement has been signed between Ethiopia and an Ethiopian neighbor for a loan. Ethiopia is going to give 738 million US dollar loan to this country. The country is faced with a financial crisis. It is gripped by a political crisis as well. It is facing lots of problems, security issues as well. I don't know how this country will pay back the loan. South Sudan is the name of the country. South Sudan, led by Salva Kiir and Riek Machar, is faced with the worst political, security, and financial crises. Election, which was due to be held this year, has been delayed. Security situation not improving. Conflict in neighboring Sudan is also affecting South Sudan's exports. South Sudan mainly exports oil, crude oil. South Sudan has been seeking the support of other countries to survive. Ethiopia traditionally has held influence in South Sudan for years. And if you remember, a few days ago, Ethiopia mediated between South Sudan and RSF. Jula went to Juba, and there he led an effort of mediation because RSF was not allowing South Sudanese oil exports to pass through areas controlled by RSF fighters towards Port Sudan, from where these oil exports are sent abroad. Port Sudan under Sudanese military control, but the pipeline passes through the areas controlled by RSF as well. Now, Ethiopia has given $738 million loan to South Sudan. South Sudan will return this loan in 10 years. The loan is not in the form of cash, reportedly. Ethiopia is going to build a road, 220-kilometer long road, connecting South Sudan with Ethiopia. South Sudan has long been considering alternative ports to export oil. It is using only Sudan's Port Sudan, but it wants to use Djibouti's ports, Kenyan ports too. For that, it needs to have roads infrastructure to connect its oil facilities with neighboring countries. Ethiopia is going to build a road, and maybe then a road in Ethiopia will also be built to connect South Sudan with either Djibouti or Kenya. Ethiopia will build this road. Ethiopian contractors will build this road. Ethiopian government will pay the Ethiopian contractors. South Sudan will return the loan in the form of cash and crude oil. South Sudan exports oil. Ethiopia is an oil importer. So South Sudan maybe won't be able to return the money by cash, but it can definitely give crude oil to Ethiopia. It is being seen as a win-win situation for Ethiopia, because if the road is complete and Ethiopia then constructs a road connecting South Sudan through its territory to Kenya or Djibouti, Ethiopia will get transit fees as well. That is why $738 million loan for the construction of road infrastructure in South Sudan has been approved. Reportedly, Ethiopia and South Sudan have signed an agreement. Agreement has been signed about this loan, reportedly. Secondly, viewers, Antony Blinken called PM Abiy yesterday. Blinken's future uncertain. Maybe he has a few more hours to be in office, or maybe he'll have another term. That depends on the result of the US presidential election. Blinken called PM Abiy on the third anniversary of Pretoria deal. It was November 2022 when Pretoria was signed, exactly 2 years ago, and its implementation is being monitored by those who facilitated the signing of the deal. US was the main player. Blinken, Abiy talked after that. US State Department issued a statement. The statement mentions that the two leaders discussed Pretoria deal, and US reiterated its support for the implementation of Pretoria. First point. Secondly, Blinken urged the Prime Minister of Ethiopia to start political dialogue in the country to resolve conflicts. That is why National Dialogue Commission was formed by PM Abiy, which is a toothless body. It is doing nothing. It's waste of time, waste of money, just to show to international community that Ethiopia is following the path of dialogue. This commission was formed. And I don't know why the international community accepted the National Dialogue Commission of Ethiopia, because all Ethiopian major players boycotted this commission. OLA is not part of it, FANO is not part of it, TPLF is not part of it, OFC not part of it, OLF, ONLF. No one is part of this commission. How can this commission work? Thirdly, the US Secretary of State expressed concern at the security situation in Amhara. So Amhara regional security situation is not being highlighted on international level. This is what FANO has achieved. They have internationalized the conflict in Amhara to some extent. The Amhara diaspora not united, unlike Tigrayan diaspora. But the issue is now highlighted on international level. Lastly, Blinken and PM Abiy talked about the regional stability too, and Blinken expressed concern at the tensions in the Horn of Africa. No mention of Somalia too. Basically, US takes credit for Pretoria. I think we should give the credit where it's due. Yes, US should be given the credit. It was mainly US and EU which backed Pretoria. Without them, maybe Pretoria wasn't possible. But they tried to have a similar agreement signed between Ethiopia and Ethiopia government and OLA. It could not be signed. Talks were held twice, but talks ended with no progress made. Pretoria was signed because 2 years had passed. TPLF knew that its forces were suffering losses. It was withdrawing from its stronghold, so it had to then make concessions at the table, and Pretoria was signed. Thank you for watching.